with us again this morning so I could talk to you a little bit more about our grand reopening on June 7th. I've already done one video on that, which I hope if you've not seen it yet that you'll take the time to go to YouTube, search for Kirk of the Plains, and find our video on reopening, because in that we talk about how we're going to change our practices to make our environment safe as people return to worship, as well as we're giving a tour, or we had given a tour on that video of what exactly it is that people will see when they come on that Sunday morning. So it's really important that you watch that video. There's even things to do before you come to worship. So I'll trust that you'll find that. I'll try to remember to put a link on this post here to that video later on so that people can get to that video much easier. But this morning what I wanted to do was just to talk to you about what we're going to do in the next several weeks as we prepare for our grand reopening on June 7th. And a lot of that, the changes have to do with how we stream things and post it online for you to view the worship service. We know that not everyone is going to be able to return to worship on the 7th because of maybe age or health issues or other circumstances. Maybe they just don't feel comfortable to do so yet, and we understand that. And we want to make it our streaming live available to everyone if we could. So the biggest change is going to be this. Right now, the way that we post everything to the internet for you to watch is we have a small group of people that gather on Saturdays to have a worship service. We record that worship service. We go home, we process that, which takes a number of hours, get it uploaded to YouTube, which then makes it available on Sunday mornings for you to watch. But we didn't really want to go that process unless we had to, because it takes so long for that if we did that on a Sunday, it would be really our Sunday morning worship service, you'd be able to watch it in time for the Sunday evening worship service, is basically what would happen. And so we're trying to make things a little bit smoother. And so what we're going to try to do is try actually streaming our worship services live. And so we'll see how that works. But basically, what we're going to do is this next Sunday, May 31st, in preparation for our grand opening on June 7th, we're going to stream that worship services. So instead of meeting on Saturday, our small group of people are actually going to meet on Sunday morning as we normally do, and we're going to stream live our worship service. Now, unfortunately, we can't stream it to YouTube, because they have a restriction that if you do a mobile upload, you have to have 1,000 followers, and we don't have 1,000 followers. So instead, we're going to stream it to our public Facebook page at the same place that you're watching this video today. So it's something that's open to everyone. So if you do not have a Facebook account, that's okay. You can still view it online. But just as a backup, we also are going to save the video, and we're going to go home on Sundays after the worship service and process it, and we are going to upload it to our YouTube channel as well. So it will be available on YouTube, but probably not until Sunday afternoons at the earliest. So just wanted to sort of let you know the plan and how things are going to change. So if you go to YouTube next week on Sunday morning, there's not going to be a video there for you. You have to instead go to Facebook, to our public Facebook page, our Kirk of the Plains Facebook page, where you'll be able to view the worship service live. And that's our hope, that it will work and everybody will be able to watch it live. But if there are bandwidth issues, which we've heard that in the past from some churches that have tried to do this, that sometimes it was difficult to watch it, and if it's choppy and it just gets too frustrating to watch, then I encourage you just to stop. And once we get done recording the worship service on Sunday morning around noon, then that video, actually that recording, will be up on Facebook as well. And so then you can just watch the recording at noon. So it still gets the video up there much quicker, but we're just trying to make it to where everyone will be able to worship in a timely fashion. And then hopefully, Lord willing, everyone will be able to be back with us soon, and then we won't have to continue all this online stuff. We can actually just enjoy more in-person together time as well. So anyway, that's the first change that we're going to make in terms of the video. But because we are having in-person worship services and stuff, We are no longer going to be able to do our Sunday morning online things at the same time we've done before, because the reality is if we have Sunday school from 9:30 to 10:30, then it really makes it very difficult and physically impossible for some of our people to get from their homes to the church building in 15 minutes. And so what we're going to do is we're going to bump Sunday school back to 9 a.m. and have Sunday school from 9 to 10 a.m., which then gives you from 10 a.m. to 10:45 to get here to the worship service and for us to begin our time of worship. And so we're going to start that this next Sunday, May 31st. So please make note of that. Now for our kids, that's the last week of their quarter. And so they'll be done with Sunday school as of May 31st. So it really only affects the adults for the most part, because they will be going through June 21st. And so we'll meet at 9 o'clock. Now, the only exception to that is on June 7th. And on June 7th, actually we have a scheduling conflict. I won't go into the details, but we have a scheduling conflict that requires us to move our Sunday school to 2 p.m. on June 7th. And so there will be no Sunday school in the morning on that particular Sunday, which is okay, because that's the Sunday which everybody's going to be trying to get ready and get back to church and figure all this out. So that may be just God's blessing and protection for all of us as a congregation. So anyways, you can see there are a lot of moving parts in terms of trying to get back together and to enjoy time of corporate worship together. But it is well worth the effort, and looking forward so much to being back with you. I will say this, here again, make sure that you read over the handout that we gave, and there's a link on our YouTube video that to that handout, because there are things that we're asking you to do ahead of time. So before that June 7th worship service, we're asking you to let us know definitely one way or the other, yes or no. There's no maybe option. It's either yes or no, whether you will be in worship on June 7th or not, because the way the seating needs to take place, families can sit next to each other, but people who are not family, there has to be a distance between them. So we need to not just know the number of people that we're going to have in worship, but specifically who is going to be in worship. And so we'll have sign-ups for you to sign up on Facebook. For those of you that are not on Facebook, you can just send a text to my phone, and that will let me know that you'll be there or you will not be there, and we can plan accordingly. We're trying to make provision to not only fit everyone in our church in the sanctuary, if everyone comes, but also any visitors that would come. But we're probably also going to ask our visitors on our website to notify us too, if they know that they will be with us, so that we can make plans ahead of time, and so we're not sort of shuffling around and making anyone feel awkward, especially if they're visiting with us. We don't want them to feel awkward on a Sunday morning if people have to give up seats and things like that. So anyway, we appreciate your patience. We appreciate your efforts. And I know for some of you, the COVID-19 thing is not a big deal. But for other people, it is really literally a life and death situation, that they have health issues that it really could greatly affect some of the people in our congregation. So I appreciate so much your labor of love, the fact that you're looking not out for your own interests or just relying upon your own opinion, but you actually are taking other people into consideration and thinking of them as well. It's just so good to serve a congregation like that and to be part of a congregation like that. So thank you so much. If you have any questions, please contact us and let us know. Otherwise, we will see you on June 7th. Thank you.